So I have the case number here, and it is 62 and SU. You don't have to put these dashes in there, but they're there. CR stands for criminal, and 12 is the year that this was issued, and the case number is 4910. I'll put that in, and I'll search there, and there it comes up. His case, same guy. There you see, there's the case number. There you see the charge, obstruction, legal process, lawful execution, and then disorderly conduct. Those are the two charges. This is before Judge Diane Allshouse. And then we'll click on that number, and then you get the case there. You find out who the attorneys are. The defendant attorney is John Lundquist. He's with the ACLU, is defending Andrew Henderson. And Kevin Michael Beck is the prosecutor in this case, or the lead prosecutor dealing with this. Then we see the charges again, and then on this side we see all the dates of everything that's taken place, what's gone on. It's a long list here, and we finally get to the time of the court case. And here we see this going on a long time. This again is also over a year's time length, which that happens in criminal cases. You may want to have a speedy trial, you may not want to, but they actually requested a speedy trial once this started to drag on and on. And of course, once you request it, you get it. It's a constitutional right. It's not waived. You can waive your right to a speedy trial, but then you can ask for it again because of games that get played. And we're going to see that a trial date was set for jury trial from 1/3/2014, and it's been reset now, a number of times. And this is for the jury trial. So they've done the arraignment, they've done the pre-trials, they dealt with the motions, now jury trial. And here it is. Speedy trial's been asked for. We're looking over a month, almost 2 months now, at least, since he's asked for a speedy trial. And you got to do it, my understanding, within 30 days. So now it's been reset out to 2/25/2000, February 25th, 2014. Okay, that's his case. Now, I just bring that up. That's how you can find out records and see some of the information that's in the records. And now you can bring it back to me, control room there. I paid attention because when I heard about this in the press, you know, you have the right to film. Any police officer. Of course, that's kind of the theme here, the right to film, and the right to film court cases and your public servants out doing their business out in public. And so I asked Andrew Henderson if he would come on the show and explain his case. He said no. His attorney says no, we got to wait till after the trial. And then I said, well, you know, I'm gonna ask to film this. And he said, well, I've already asked to film it, and the prosecutor said no. And then the judge agreed with that. So he tried. Well, I told him, I haven't tried yet, so I will try to film this, and we'll see what they say. Now, I bring this issue up of why the prosecutor denied it, the filming, is because in Dakota County, I tried to film a case down in Dakota County too, but I was also denied down in Dakota County because of the prosecutor. The prosecutors aren't wanting these cases to be filmed. What's going on with our prosecutors? Of course, then the judge, who can overrule a prosecutor on these filming issues, she gets off the hook of having to make a decision because the prosecutor made that decision. If the defendant and the prosecutor both said yes, well, the judge could still say no. Okay, but it's a lot harder for a judge to say no. Then it's all on the judge. Anyway, it's all on the judge anyway. And that's why I'm setting all this up, doing all this writing, also in federal court and district court, to get to film, because it's a denial of my constitutional rights as part of the press. And I'm making a paper trail. They know it. They figured it out. There's nothing hiding here about what's going on. They don't care. Go ahead, do it if you want to spend the money. We're the judges. We can do what we want. Who cares what the Constitution says? So, again, not only do I have the Dakota County all set, for the lawsuit because I was denied. Now we're going to try to get Ramsey County, and now the federal court's going to try to get them too. Okay, we have another caller here. Caller, comment or question? Thanks for calling in.
Jim Kinley, thanks for continuing to try to film these hearings and filming all this government action. That's a huge tragedy that that young person in Little Canada that was trying to fill the actions of the police department, and what they're putting him through is abominable. The amount of harassment that they're putting towards him is unbelievable. And the prosecutor, I do not see, like you said, where in the world he's coming from and under what mission he's following. The best that I can come to understand is what Michelle Gross said. What they're doing is they're trying to send a message to other citizens: don't film your government, don't film your police force, because even if you could win in the end, it's going to be very expensive. It's going to cause a lot of headaches.
You can't get jobs.
That you just do not participate in your government.
Right.
And that is the message sent by that prosecutor and by the city officials of Little Canada, including the city manager, who continues to let that go. And the judge, whoever that is, not to dismiss this automatically, is not doing a service to the United States Constitution or his duty to the office. And they should be, I don't even know how they can sit in those positions of public authority, public responsibility, and public accountability and let that go on in this country.
Yeah.
Have you heard any more about any of this? Is there, how much, I'm not interested in how much expense this has cost the government. I'm interested in the harm that it has caused this individual. And if he ever does get a chance to sue that prosecutor and sue the city of Little Canada and sue the police force who is subjected to this, he should take account of all the harm, the psychology harm, and all the financial harm this case has caused him, and it will continue to cause him in the future. Thank you.
Well, yeah, very good comments, and it's cost the city the city is so far has only cost them about $5,000. Well, but the interesting thing, their budget for these prosecutions is about, I think, $60,000 for all their prosecutions, what they have budgeted, and this one's taking a big piece and will take more because it will go to trial. This guy's smart enough to take it to trial, take it before a jury, and he is suing all these parties, as well he should be. But, you are suing the government, and the taxpayers will have to pay for the actions of this sheriff, and I believe it was a sheriff that arrested him, and the city of Little Canada to prosecute him. They just shouldn't be doing this. This sheriff should lose her job. She needs to lose her job. I'll get her name, and of course it's hard to find the files. I'll find the files. I got to go down to the Supreme Court to look up the files there. You can't get them online here. If you're down at the Supreme Court, go back to the graphics here, or go scan converter. If you're down at the Supreme Court, all these documents where it says notice of other document, affidavit of service, correspondence, all of that information, you go down to the district court or to the Minnesota Supreme Court Library, you can click on those things, those are blue, and then you can read the file. But you sitting at home can't do that. And maybe it's just a technology issue going on and they're trying to secure it and getting up to speed. And I'll give them credit. I mean, this whole system is relatively new. But you can go down there. But that's what you have to do. You have to take that time, take that work to find out what's going on. Anyway, yeah, he can't find a job. He's got this charge against him. He's unemployed right now. He had a job, got let go of that for whatever, I don't know what the reasons are anyway, but he's unemployed right now. Can't find a job with that on the record. Employers just don't deal with it. And yet he's standing up for people's constitutional liberties, and he is suing all the parties, is what I understand. And I hope he gets millions. He should get millions, because why our government doesn't, well, they do understand our basic constitutional rights, and they're just thumbing it. We're subjects now, is what we are. You better realize that, and you should be angry about it. You're a subject to the state. You are no longer this free individual. You're now a subject, and our government workers aren't being held accountable. And we'll see if the judiciary steps up to the plate.
If I end up on YouTube, I'm going to be upset.